Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Electron, and today I'll be giving you a run-through of the Rainbow Six Siege beta. This is a closed beta that was opened up over the weekend, and we'll be looking at going a quick run-through of it. So essentially, Rainbow Six is a tactical first-person shooter, and for those of you who are familiar with the series, it's not that much different from previous titles. The beta gave us access to two major game modes. The two game modes were the multiplayer, which is an asymmetrical 5v5 attackers versus defenders. You have either the bomb or secure the area. Game time probably lasts around about a minute to 5 minutes per round. Each team taking a turn at attacking, defending. If both teams are tied, game keeps going a bit longer. The other mode that was available from the beta was Terrorist Hunt. This is a PvE mode where this 5-man squad goes in and takes down a bunch of terrorists. The options for Terrorist Hunt can be either matchmaking or lone wolf. Alright, let's have a quick dive into the settings menu. So pretty much the settings are fully optimizable. You have complete control over your keyboard, mouse and keyboard. You can set out graphics. As you can see, I've set mine auto low. That's just for this recording, as it will impact quite heavily on the frame rate. It does give you a reasonable idea of how your graphics card will be performing, how much memory is used. As you can see, I'm using an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 750 Ti. We'll just give you a quick run through the benchmark and as we get on to some of the other mechanics. So as you can see what the frame rate is approximately sitting at up in the top right hand corner. It just runs through, gives you a bit of an idea. As you see, the graphics are pretty reasonable. I've got no real objection to that in this game. It does seem pretty nice, aesthetically pretty pleasing. Most of my graphics were set at medium, so it's obviously a little bit better than what you're seeing here. Alright, so once we wrap up this, we're going to get on to a little bit more about what goes on in the game. Unfortunately, so as we can see, we can check it out. The overall frame rate minimum was 21 frames per second, with the maximum being at 129. That is while recording at my lowest settings. The 51 average. There is no frame rate lock, which is an absolute bonus, and display settings can be optimized for your computer as well. Alright, so right now what you can see up in my screen here is the progression, is essentially your squad, where you can get your friends on Uplay or throughout the game, put them into a squad, get friends together, join up, play games together if you've got friends. So that some of you don't. You can see next to the profile name here, there is a leveling system. Unfortunately, due to this being a beta, I cannot give you too much details on what this progression system is. It is rather dull and boring. Hopefully we will be able to see some stuff coming out from the game when it goes on to full launch. The progression system also has an alternative system. You can see up at the top there, this bizarre sort of dog tag looking icon with a number next to it. That is called Renown. This is your in-game currency. Now, the game does not have a microtransaction system as far as I'm aware, or at least the beta didn't, but you can pick up this Renown from playing matchmaking games, etc. You bank up this Renown and you can spend it on the operators. Let's have a quick look in here and see what's up. So you can spend. So as you can see, I've got unlocked 2 operators here. The operators are classified into attackers and defenders. Just so to let you know, the attacking is for the attackers on the PvP mode, and the defenders are for the defenders in the PvP mode. You only have attackers accessible during the PvE mode. This is actually a little bit disappointing. To be honest, I would like to see the defenders available in the PvE mode, because this would allow you for some interesting team combinations. There's operators that have got some pretty cool support abilities. So what is an operator and how do they function? First off, you can unlock your operators. You can go pick from any of these 4 counter-terrorist units. As you can see, we've got the SAS, they classify out as attackers and defenders, and each one has its own unique sort of set of mechanics. So some of them have a higher armor, some have lower speeds. You can get sort of different gadget types, different primary weapons, different secondary weapons, and different secondary gadgets. We're going to pick up, I'll just quickly pick up a brand new operator, so we'll go into the GSG-9. So I'm going to pick up, I haven't got any defenders, but I'm going to run into, be mostly playing Terror Hunt, so grabbing a defender is not optimal at the moment. I think we'll pick up, let's go IQ. Yeah, let's pick up IQ. So pick up the IQ, spend about 500 Renown to unlock her. If you want more, you from that we are required to, I'll just skip that cinematic, we'll be required to spend more there. Next thing is that you can also spend your Renown on other things. So let's go into IQ and change her load up a little bit. So as you can see, she's got a nice different set of weapons. You can select which I want to be a primary weapon. We've got the AUG A2 Commando or the G8 A1. Let's go, and so each of these you can see has different stats, different primaries, different secondaries. So let's go upgrade the 5.52 Commando Assault Rifle. So we can, as you can see, we can add on extra accessories to the item. To it, we've got sights, silencers or flash muzzles, grips, laser sights, and skins. You can spend your own on that. We're going to pick up a holographic sight. Note that a lot of these are cosmetic and don't have any effect on it, so it may not really be worth jumping in too much and grabbing these. Silencer may be the only thing that really makes a massive difference. Alright. So let's jump into a quick game and run through. So as you can see, the Terror Hunt, which we'll run through, which is probably got the most people on it, you've got these 3 different levels: normal, hard, and realistic. Anyone who's familiar with the Rainbow Six games, difficulty starts quite high on normal, but the difference between the 3 levels is very, very little. It's usually the enemies might have a little bit more health or respond a little bit slightly better, but it's mostly very little difference between the difficulties. Yeah, so we'll jump into hard mode and jump into the matchmaking. So while that's loading, there are some key problems with the matchmaking system. I'm actually a little bit disappointed, as there is no reason that the game cannot run into a dedicated server, which would also be a little bit better. This is a scoreboard from the previous game these guys were having, so hopefully we'll skip through all this. That is an interesting bug. That's one I've just come across. There are a few other bugs which I'll get onto if they crop up, otherwise I'll mention them at the end. That is very, very unexpected. So jumping into a game. So the matchmaking system makes kind of a little sense for the Terror Hunt mode, because there is little reason to go to not have it, but for the PvP mode it would make a lot more sense to go dedicated server and allow the teams to be rebalanced and adjust. Alright, so we're in a game, we get to select which character we want. Let's pick up, since we just grabbed IQ, let's go have a look at how she plays out. This is another bug we have a problem with. As a result, I might actually go grab Sledge. So this is a current bug we have at the moment, is that it doesn't give you the correct operator when you do a loadout. That is something Ubisoft will need to fix. There is one thing you can pick up, and we didn't see it in the operators, was the recruit. The recruit is your default character. If you cannot pick up one of the operators for whatever reason, another person's picked it up, you don't have any defenders, or you don't have any attackers, the recruit is available, and the recruit's just a generic character that has basically access to everything except the operator's special mechanics. One of the cool mechanics of Sledge is that he has a giant sledgehammer, which allows you to break through barriers on walls with one's melee swing rather than the standard melee hit, which takes numerous times, I think it's 3 to knock down your barriers. So the mechanics are pretty intuitive. You just got your stand. There's not actually a lot to really comment on here. They're pretty obvious. Key layout is nicely laid out at the bottom of the screen. It's not interfering. So yeah, there's a little really to complain about there. As I've mentioned earlier, the graphics are reasonably okay. Seems we got a little loading problem. Seems that we do have a game freeze. Okay. I apologize for this. We will have to return to the menu and jump back into a new game. This is an unfortunate problem. That is an interesting... Yep, that is an interesting problem. Looks like we're going to have to completely shut down the game and restart. I apologize for this. This is a bug that Ubisoft will need to correct. Obviously. So the game is pretty intuitive. There's not a lot to really complain about mechanics. This is a beta, so I apologize. There are a lot of bugs going on in here. This probably explains why Ubisoft has extended the release date to a much later time frame. Right. So we can get into a game quickly without it bugging out again. The Ubisoft has looks like it's indicated that there might be Australian servers, which will be great for the Oceanic region. Unfortunately, if you haven't been able to tell in the top right hand corner, there demonstrates ping. The ping is extremely high for an Australian server. I don't really understand that. Jump back into hard mode. And away we go. So, there are a couple of things I would like to see Ubisoft introduce. Looks like we're going to get into the game. I'd like to introduce to the game the map modes. There's very, very little in the way of maps. It's just quite boring. Again, this is a beta, so we are restricted, but a lot more map modes are required. This will be pretty boring otherwise. And we're getting that loadout bug. So then you get to choose where you'd like your team to spawn. I have no objections to where we go. So definitely more maps. This is a game that I personally think would do better if the maps were put on some sort of rotational cycle to keep the game fresh, or even changing up the
eliminate the terrorists.
Terrorists, right? Let's get in.
We're not going in blind.
So the gun model is pretty reasonable. I might actually just jump up here. And one of the important things here with Terror Hunt is make sure you cover your team's 6 when you cover your team's backs. As you can possibly imagine, enemies tend to come flying out of very, very interesting angles. There's a lot of teamwork available. Gameplay is actually reasonably fast-paced in action. As you can see, the team's pretty much clearing out a lot of the enemies very, very quickly. We'll just stay back here for a wee bit longer and make sure that no enemies decide to... Ah, there we go. Oh, no idea where he came from. No, he's still sitting there. This is why you make sure you cover your team 6. The enemies do like to shot behind. And that is not very good. Unlike Call of Duty, tactical shooters typically don't have... nope, there we go. Unfortunately, I'm down. So you can, if you're lucky, require assistance from your allies. I don't think I'm going to be getting that. And here. And this is one of the things with the tactical shooters is you don't typically have damage. It is health. Nope. Looks like my ally is going to come up and help give me a hand. Nope. There we go. Got a kill.
Frag grenade hot.
Ooh, and you can take a little bit of fall damage as well. Alright. So there was a guy around here. Let's see if he's still hanging out. I don't think he is. I think he's probably disappeared. Yep, he is. Right. So my allies are cleared out on the top floor. Let's quick pop down and have a look what's down here. Make sure you're always checking your corners in this game. Better get to my ally. Go. Give him a little bit of backup. There we go.
Successful.
So, as we can so overall, I mean, the graphics are reasonably good. There's no major problems. The gun model probably takes up a little bit more of the screen than it should. You have a nice little scrolling system, so you can do other things. Hopefully, what we'll hopefully do next game. What I will do next game is I will probably try and do more of an assault style, give you an idea of maybe some of the abilities. Actually, let's have a look. So we'll have a look at a different operator for a change. So I've been playing Sledge mostly. I'm familiar with his mechanics. Not too bad to play. Yeah. Let's have a go with Fuse for a bit. Fortunately, once again we get the bug. I'm a little familiar with what my loadout is sitting at. So, there's a couple of other things that I think the game could probably improve on. Adding defenders to the PvE mode, so you've got access to the other operators, would really expand a lot of sort of the team formats, team dynamics, some of the mechanics that they have. I think you can maybe have a couple of healers, a couple more support style units would be kind of cool. That's something that's really missing from this game, is real support style units. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going into the embassy. So we'll go up to the top floor. Alright, so hopefully this works. And there we go. Oh, bit of stream damage there.
Swapping mag.
Ooh. Oop, no, we wanna.
Charge deployed.
Oops, wrong one. That's what we want to do. So you can see Fuse is a little bit slower than Sledge. That makes... Oop. But he does have much heavier armor, which makes him a little bit easier to use.
Out of ammunition.
There we go, he's down. You do end up with scoring points in this game based on what actions you take. Yep, and I'm down. Fortunately, if you're down, you can see how you died. You can watch your other players play.
4 has been eliminated.
And there we go, we lost that one. So yeah, adding a few of the other operators would be quite interesting, just because you'd get a sense of different team dynamics. A couple more support style operators would be quite interesting. And not just full-on assault, which is what a lot of the characters are. As you can see, the scoring system is quite interesting. I actually got the best score despite not having the highest amount of kills. We'll redo that map again if we can. Depends on whether or not our other person will vote for it. Other things I think this game can improve on, I mentioned the rotation of maps. The fast pace of the PvP mode is relatively good. It's definitely something that you could probably do for a lot of sort of more esports style events. Though I would like to, so we'll jump in as IQ actually. Oh, that's great. All set up. Let's go breach. So we'll get to see a little bit more of comparison because Fuse was very slow. IQ should be quite lightweight and fast. So we'll hopefully see a bit of a difference there. So the game could actually play off quite well as a bit of a esports style. The gameplay is fast, it's quite action packed, so that would be quite great. The other thing that would be quite nice to have in the other thing that'd be quite nice to have is if the game had more of a... Hang on, I'm just gonna scan.
Scanning for electronic devices.
Nope. Okay. So break that.
Flashbang away.
In we go. I'm personally someone who likes to use crouch a lot in these games because you have a lot smaller profile. So you see that IQ is a little bit faster. Ooh, pop that on nowhere. Damn you. You notice there's a little bit of barbed wire in the game. Hang on, just. So the barbed wire slows you down, but you can kill it. Oop, okay. We're gonna have to slow the blood down here. So the game is relatively fast-paced action. That's one of the great things about it. That's why I think it could be great esports. But a LAN style to the game would probably improve it, especially for people to get more people playing the game. Oop. And I think, no, definitely dead on that one. So we'll just watch our teammate, just try and finish this one off. So a LAN style would probably improve this game quite a lot because you could get some very, very interesting gameplay with it. a lot of your teammates could actually work together. They could try and do more. Essentially, you could actually have quite a lot of fun with the Latin style if it was available. It's a shame that the current thing is that this is a beta, so it's probably not introduced. So it'd be nice to see that available. But again, I have my doubts. Games are going pure online lately. It's a shame that he probably won't go down that route. To wrap it all up, what are my overall thoughts of the game? To put it simply, the gameplay is reasonably great. It's not. I'm not complaining about that. That is actually it's quite fun. It's quite. It's intuitive. It's fun. I'm not going to make too much complaints there. There are a few bugs at the moment in the beta that need to really be fixed to make this a viable game. Is it going to be worth as a $90 game, $90 game? Probably not. Is it going to be worth grabbing some more DLC for the game? No. Any DLC that comes out, I think, should be offered for free, and it could be just simple things like different game modes, different map types. Understandably, this is, Ubisoft's going to probably lose out a bit of money on that. Well, that is going to be a problem when this game's the reality is this game is going to be completely reliant on this PvE mode. Is this a game that... Now, with The Division coming out, this is kind of interesting. The game could possibly suffer as a result, because there is about a 3-month difference. But however, this could actually be a reasonably tie-over to or keep you entertained till The Division comes out. That's just going to be more PvE, maybe a little bit more PvP in it. Overall, it's not a bad game. It's not horrible. There are definitely some bugs that need to be fixed. If you've got friends who you're willing to play the game with, it's probably worth getting. On that note, I think basically if you think you're going to be playing with a group of friends quite a lot, this is probably going to be a fun game to play. Otherwise, you might have entertainment for maybe a month, or you probably will definitely get your 40 hours out. I'm hoping that there is a campaign mode. Rainbow Six campaigns have been relatively good in the past, as long as it doesn't go down the road of Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which it well and truly could do. That is it. If you are interested in the game, it is available for pre-order at the moment. It will be released on December 1st. I'm going to recommend probably waiting out and make sure that there's no day one bugs. And from me, that's it. About all I have to say. That's me for the night, guys. Good time.